They think if I earn more money, I'll be happy. If I find the right person, I'll be happy. If I achieve success, I'll finally feel complete. But here's the truth. The moment you make happiness your main goal, you start losing it. Why chasing happiness doesn't work. Happiness is an emotion, and emotions are unstable. They change depending on your situation, your environment, even your mood that day. If your life is built around chasing a feeling, then your life becomes unstable too. Think about it. Some days you feel motivated. Some days you feel empty. Some days you feel nothing at all. If happiness is your goal, what happens on the days you don't feel it? You feel like you're failing. You feel like something is wrong with you. But nothing is wrong. The problem is not you, the problem is the goal itself. The trap of I just want to be happy. When people say, I just want to be happy, they often avoid discomfort, struggle, and responsibility. They escape hard work, discipline, pain, growth. But here's the reality. Everything meaningful in life comes with discomfort. Building a strong body requires pain. Building a career requires sacrifice. Building discipline requires struggle. If you avoid these things just to feel happy, you end up stuck, weak, and unfulfilled, and ironically, less happy. What byproduct really means? A byproduct is something you don't chase directly. It happens naturally as a result of something else. Happiness works the same way. You don't chase happiness. You build a life that produces it. When you work hard on something meaningful, improve yourself daily, stay consistent even when it's hard, live with discipline and purpose, you start to feel something deeper than happiness. You feel fulfillment, peace, confidence, self-respect, and from those, happiness appears naturally. Real example, imagined people. Persona chases happiness all the time, watches endless entertainment, avoids stress, seeks comfort. They feel good temporarily, but deep inside, they feel empty. Person B focuses on growth and discipline, wakes up early, works on goals, faces challenges. It's not always fun. Some days are hard. Some days feel heavy, but over time, they feel proud of themselves, strong mentally, in control of their life, and that quiet sense of fulfillment. That's real happiness. Step 2. Instead of living, you begin measuring every moment. Am I happy enough? That question alone creates pressure. Happiness becomes like a target that keeps moving. The more you chase it, the more you notice when it's missing. This creates a cycle. You expect to feel happy. You don't always feel it. You think something is wrong. You try harder to force it. The pressure increases. Now instead of happiness, what you feel is stress, frustration, and disappointment. The problem is that happiness is not meant to be chased directly. It's more like a byproduct of how you live. When you have discipline, when you are focused on meaningful work, when you accept both good and bad moments. Think about it. The moments you felt happiest were not when you were trying to be happy. They happened when you were fully present, working towards something meaningful, connected with people or purpose. But when you chase happiness, you turn it into a requirement. I must feel good all the time. That's unrealistic. Life naturally includes stress, pain, boredom, uncertainty, and resisting those creates even more pressure. Step 3. Happiness is temporary. Happiness is temporary because it is an emotion, and emotions are not permanent states. They rise and fall depending on situations, thoughts, and circumstances. You can feel happy in one moment, then feel neutral or even sad the next. That shift doesn't mean something is wrong. It simply shows that emotions are unstable by nature. For example, you get what you want gives happiness appears. Time passes gives the feeling fades. A problem arrives gives happiness disappears. This cycle shows that happiness is not something you can hold forever. It comes and goes like waves. The mistake many people make is believing, if I become successful, rich, or loved, I will stay happy forever. But reality proves otherwise. Even after achievements, people still face stress, boredom, and new problems. This is why chasing permanent happiness through external things often leads to disappointment. From a Stoic perspective, especially in the teachings of Epictetus, emotions are not meant to control us. He emphasized that what we can control is our mindset and response, not the feeling itself. So instead of relying on happiness as something permanent, Stoicism suggests, accept that emotions change. Focus on discipline and virtue. Stay steady whether life feels good or not. In simple truth, happiness comes and goes. Life is not built for constant emotional highs. Inner stability matters more than temporary feelings. Understanding this removes pressure. You stop chasing a permanent state and start appreciating moments as they come and go. Step 4. Stop chasing feelings, build a life. Pleasure is immediate. It's fast. It feels good now. Meaning is earned. It takes time. It often feels hard before it feels rewarding. Pleasure says, what feels good right now? What matters in the long run? Pleasure is eating junk food because it tastes good. Meaning is training your body because you respect yourself. Pleasure is avoiding discomfort. Meaning is walking straight into it because you know it will shape you. Pleasure is temporary. Meaning is lasting. The problem is, most people are addicted to comfort. They avoid pain, avoid effort, avoid responsibility, and in doing so, they also avoid growth. Why pleasure alone will leave you empty? At first, pleasure feels like happiness, but over time, it becomes a trap. The more you chase pleasure, the more your brain adapts. What once felt exciting becomes normal. You need more stimulation, more distraction, more intensity just to feel the same level of satisfaction. This is why people get stuck in cycles. More scrolling, less focus. More entertainment, less purpose. More comfort, less progress. And eventually something strange happens. You feel empty, even though you're constantly entertained. That's because pleasure doesn't build anything. It doesn't create identity, purpose, or direction. It just passes time. Meaning comes from responsibility. Meaning is not something you find, it's something you build. It comes from taking responsibility for your life, doing hard things even when you don't feel like it, committing to growth, not comfort. When you carry responsibility, life becomes heavier but also more valuable. Think about it. A job becomes meaningful when you care about the outcome. A relationship becomes meaningful when you invest effort and loyalty. A goal becomes meaningful when you sacrifice for it. Without responsibility, life feels light but also meaningless. Pain is not the enemy. One of the biggest lies people believe is that pain should be avoided. But pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. When you focus only on pleasure, you run away from pain. But when you focus on meaning, you use pain as fuel. Struggle builds strength. Failure builds wisdom. Discipline builds identity. Every meaningful path includes discomfort. There is no growth without resistance. If your life has no difficulty, it also has no depth. Discipline creates meaning. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Meaning is built through discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's choosing long-term purpose over short-term comfort. When you act with discipline, you build trust in yourself. You create progress. You shape your identity. And over time, that creates meaning. Because meaning isn't found in what you feel. Step 5. Control yourself. Aren't feelings important? They are, but this principle teaches something deeper. Your feelings are not the problem, your reaction to them is. The truth. Feelings are automatic, but actions are a choice. Emotions come instantly. You don't choose to feel angry, sad, jealous, or afraid. They appear without permission. Someone insults you. You feel anger. You fail. You feel frustration. You lose something. You feel sadness. These reactions are natural and human. But here's the key. You don't control the emotion, but you control what you do next. That space between feeling and action, that's where your power is. Why controlling feelings directly doesn't work. Trying to control your feelings directly often backfires. If you say, I shouldn't feel angry, you feel more angry. I must be happy, you feel pressure and emptiness. I can't feel fear, fear grows stronger. Why? Because emotions are like waves. You can't stop waves from forming, but you can decide how you respond to them. Trying to suppress emotions leads to internal stress, poor decisions later, emotional explosions. Self-control is about behavior. not emotion. Self-control doesn't mean being emotionless. It means feeling anger but choosing silence instead of shouting, feeling fear but still taking action, feeling sadness but continuing your responsibilities. This is what discipline looks like. You feel everything but you don't obey everything. The Stoic perspective. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In Stoicism, there's a powerful concept. Some things are in your control and some are not. Not in control. Other people. External events. In your control. Your actions. Your decisions. Your mindset. So instead of wasting energy trying to control emotions, Stoics focus on mastering behavior. Stop trying to control feelings and start controlling yourself. Real-life examples. Situation 1. Anger. Weak reaction, you shout, insult, and regret it later. Strong reaction, you stay calm, think, and respond wisely. Situation 2. Laziness. Weak reaction, I don't feel like working today. You quit. Strong reaction, I don't feel like it, but I'll do it anyway. Situation 3. Fear. Weak reaction, you avoid challenges. Strong reaction, you act despite fear.